Hello and welcome. My name is James Rice from Mohawk Valley Community College, and today I'm joined by Corrinne Sande from Whatcom Community College. Corrinne, how are you today?
Oh, pretty good.
Good to hear. So obviously we're here to talk to you about your upcoming topic at the summits, community college leadership roles, including the impact of the CAE program on community colleges. And I thought that I might start by giving a little bit of recollection and of sort of how I heard about the program, sort of being a newer person to this. I finished up my graduate work within the last decade, and it just happened to be that it was at a CAE school. And as life kind of went on, all of a sudden I find myself teaching at a community college that was becoming knee deep in this program. And so I sort of feel like I have a little bit of a narrow perspective and somewhat haphazardly have learned about a lot of this and gotten really involved in it. But as I went and read through your abstract and learned a little bit more about specifically this topic, it seemed like there was just such a bigger world than what I've been exposed to in my short professional career. So I thought maybe we could start there, where you could give a little bit of the history, some of the overview, and how community colleges have played a role in this program.
Okay, well, first of all, CAE stands for Center of Academic Excellence. And this is a designation that was originally awarded by the NSA to universities. And so the program actually began in 1999, but only universities were eligible to apply. In 2010, community colleges became eligible, and our first set of community colleges earned their designation. I believe there were 5 or 6 that first year. Since that time, the number of community colleges participating has grown quite a bit. It's over 100 now. And along with the growth in the CAE, there has been an impact on these institutions, favorable impact. And so the point of this study is to examine that impact and try to quantify exactly how did a school benefit by receiving this designation.
Mm-hmm. And so this study focuses kind of on some of the original stuff or some of the later stuff. I mean, now that
Mm-hmm.
I see there's sort of a university and then a community college portion to it. Which portion did you really look at?
So the study is looking at 2010, 11, 12, and 13, and it's looking at universities and community colleges. The impact, there's kind of a belief that there's also an economic impact. So what happened to the community once that college received the CAE? Was there growth in jobs? Did it attract more businesses? And then what happened to the enrollments at that school? Was there growth in enrollments? Did it attract more students? And then were those students able to find jobs? So that was the point of the study.
Mm-hmm. And that's really interesting to hear how you're able to go back and get data from, gosh, almost a decade ago now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen how much the CAE community has grown since then, to say, clearly this is catching on at the universities. So to be able to quantify that there is an impact, and now we just have more and more places that we can pull data from to kind of measure that impact and see what's working. That's really interesting to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, do you have any type of preview of what some of the results might be? What does your timeline look like with this effort?
So we ended up with 23 colleges and universities that were part of the study. And the methodology included an extensive survey and interview. And the preliminary results show, for one thing, that the colleges began attracting more grant funds once they received the CAE, which kind of makes sense because many grants are centered around the CAE. So grants from the National Security Agency and the National Science Foundation. So that's one example. Also quite a growth in enrollment at the colleges. Now, you can't necessarily attribute that to the CAE, but there does seem to be a correlation, and we're hoping that we can show that. If not, one of the questions we get asked quite a bit is, how does the school benefit, especially from the administration? Like, why should we get this? And so this was an effort to just show there actually are tangible benefits, other than the fact that you're producing more students that can go to work to secure our country. The college itself will benefit from obtaining the CAE.
As faculty at a college who's been going through the designation or redesignation process, I can completely understand why an administration would be like, whoa, why would I go through this rigorous process if all it's going to do is be a sheet of paper out the other side? So it's really interesting to hear that you have that, data going for tangible results that will make a direct impact on our what really is our big goal, which is to produce more competent cybersecurity professionals to help defend the country. So now you've kind of been talking about some of this as preliminary results. What do you see as a current time frame? Is this something that's going to be finished soon with the summit coming up in the fall? Are we going to have more information by then? How does the future look for you?
So the study should be completed in March, which is about 3 weeks away. Gathering the information, all that remains, there are 2 case studies. So 2 institutions that are being looked at a little closer to include in the results. And the actual publication probably will take another month or so, but it will be done before the summit.
Well, that's great to hear that, come this fall, everyone will be able to kind of join in the conversation, see how their experience sort of maps up. And I guess I would hope that people who can show up to your session will be able to continue the conversation for what's been happening, what the true benefit of being part of this program is really all about.
That's actually very important that we do get that kind of feedback from the institutions, because what we're seeing is the faculty really recognize that this is an important designation to have. It is like a form of accreditation for their CAE program. Personally, I can say we have had students tell us that they came to our school because of the CAE. We've had students move to our area so they could go to our college. Our enrollments have increased about, I think it's averaging about 17% per year. We've added at least 4 additional tenured faculty. So I attribute a lot of this to earning the CAE in 2011 at our institution. And that's what we will report on in the study. There may be some institutions that felt that it wasn't worth the effort, but I believe the majority of them do see a benefit, which is why we're seeing this tremendous growth in the number of institutions earning the CAE now.
Yeah, and I guess that's something that's really exciting to me is when you do see how much the program has grown from in the tens of colleges to now we're over 300, maybe over 400 by now.
I think it's 387.
Yeah, we're fast approaching 400, which is really exciting to, as you say, let's get more stories in. Let's really see what's working for people and keep the conversation going. So.
And it is important to recognize that the community colleges have had a big role in this growth. So not only in they themselves earning the CAE, but we have several community colleges that have received grants from the NSA to help support the CAE effort in one way or the other. So Whatcom, for instance, is overseeing a candidates program to help new colleges earn the CAE. I know Mohawk is involved in cyber competition activity, and there's other community colleges around the country that have received grants and are taking leadership roles in this community. And so there's more to this than just earning the designation. It also puts you into a community of colleges and universities who are graduating the best students in cybersecurity.
And it's been really interesting to see. I'm reflecting on some of the other topics we have here at the summit where they're talking about the tangible results in terms of employment, in terms of transferring, all the things that the students really care about. and they're inadvertently getting this per se without even realizing it sometimes, that it's like it comes right from being as part of this program. And that's something that we as faculty or administrators kind of see. Now we just need to be able to communicate it both to the students as well as to other neighboring institutions. So well, I want to thank you for joining us today. It's and certainly with the results, the full results coming very soon, I'm going to be really excited to see, you know, the full report and full discussion here this coming fall.
Well, thank you very much.